Most of us live so short sighted. Let's say you have your prime working years from 20 to 50. That's 30 years. And at 25 years old, you fall in love with coding or data science or machine learning or building a YouTube channel based around your personality or blog or really anything. Maybe going back to school for PhD, and you decide that you are going to do what it takes to shift your career and leave a job you hate. It's a big life decision, but it's one that will greatly benefit you in the long run. So you allot 3 years of learning, sacrifice and study. You have to cancel plans and cancel trips, maybe time with your friends, late nights to make it work, and you do it. You spend 3 years learning to code, building projects, making connections, getting certifications, maybe internship, and then after 3 years you have gained the skill to become very marketable. You know your real algorithms. You have picked up a real world experience and you land the job. Well, guess what? At that point, you are still 30. In fact, you are just 28 years old. It only took you 3 years out of your 30-year window. But now you are making 3 times the salary than before, and you have the baseline by which to increase that from here on out. Now, instead of doing something like this, we want quick results. We don't want to spend 3 years doing anything. We want to complain about the problems we have about the economy. We don't create any plan of action. We spend our time leaving critical YouTube comments, jumping around to different tutorials, criticizing others, and guess what? 3 years passes you by. 3 years of completely unproductive and wasted effort. Now you have spent 3 years out of the 30 years, but you are in the same spot as before. That's 3 years. Years to change your life, or 3 years wasted, is still at the starting point. If you have ever read this really helpful book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, there's a quote in that says, "We waste our time with short-term thinking and busy work. Warren Buffett spends a year deciding and a day acting. That act lasts decades. Or in our case, 3 years of hard work and then a day of life-changing action. Changing careers, changing your life, increasing your salary. And that change has a lasting impact on your life." When I learned to code, yes, it was easier, but it was still hard for a person with no technical background. For example, my friend had a very low salary. I saw him putting in the work and was able to instantly triple his salary. As a result, that set a baseline salary that all subsequent jobs would have to match or increase for him to take the role. But my point is that we see 3 years as this long drawn out of period of time. We think of it in terms of all the things we miss out on in that period of time. But I am here to say that if you don't create a game plan for what you want to do in life and put into the action, those 3 years will pass without having made any significant improvement in your position. People work decades moving up the corporate ladder, and then when they are 50, they finally become a manager or have taken some significant steps that they are happy about. In all those many years of hard work has paid off. They are so thankful and they celebrate. But I am here to say that that's foolish way of thinking for many, where you can keep that job for long term. But instead of increasing your pay by 1,000 a year for 30 years, take some time and learn a hard technical skill that will put you in a new financial bracket. Especially with this growth of AI, many see this as a threat. I see it as a bunch of new opportunities, not just in coding or software development or engineering, but many new doors opening in the broad scope of technology. Choose a path and become the best at it. But you would say now that the economy is hard, it's too late, it's too much work, the chances are slim, I can barely pay my bills. I hear you, but the opportunities are actually endless. You won't land a FANG job, you probably won't hit 6 figures in your first job. You will have lots of rejections and frustrations, but you could land a job at the local college IT department, or the local factory, or a small web agency, or a freelancing role, or you carve out your own path with the app you built by yourself, or a YouTube channel that you grow, or whatever. We all look to the same job boards, but that's like 1% of the opportunity in the world, especially with the world at their fingertips. or literally in their pockets. Take time to learn the foundation that allow you to do a vast number of things in a particular field. What if in addition to learning programming, you learned how computer work and sharpened up your math skills and then applied those to how programming actually works? In doing so, you are not just a JavaScript developer or a Python developer, but a technician who can shift around as the industry changes and evolves. Learning the actual programming is easy. Learning to solve problems, making decisions, and conveying ideas well, those are harder. But if you spend additional time on these skills that can be automated, then who really cares about AI taking over? You are able to pick up whatever you need along the way. And say it takes 3 years. Again, if you are 30 and it takes 3 years, you are only 33 when you have achieved what you want. Now, I am not saying you need to do this. I am not saying it will take exactly 3 years, but I am saying stop living so short sighted, expecting things to happen so quickly without putting in the hard work or taking the time needed to do it. First, make a plan. What do you want? Second, how do you get there? You need to create very specific steps that you can stick to, that progressively guide you to your goal. And third, how long will it take me to get there? This is the step where you need to actually zoom out and look at the big picture. Spend more time in the big picture than the immediate state you are in when it comes to career planning in life goals. If you have found this video helpful, consider clicking like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.